Here we've got a 2007 Ford F-250 5.4 liter, and it's running real rough. It knocks and loses oil pressure. It's got some codes that direct the attention to the timing being off. It says variable cam timing solenoid. And so what those are, there's one on each side. You have one right here and one on the other side. So what happens is they have a screen, and we'll show you that later, and they probably got blown out. But one of the hardest parts about replacing these is getting these seals off. And so here's a trick that kind of helps get it off. You'll notice with the other videos they don't actually show you how to get it off. So that's what we do, show you what you can't find out from other videos. So you'll have a tab over here and a tab over here. It's hard to find these seals without getting them from the dealer if you're going to get them new. They are delicate, they keep the oil from coming out. But what we're going to do, you'll take a flathead screwdriver, and you can kind of pry out around it. Use some WD-40 and lube it up around there. And what we've done that makes it real easy, get a pair of vice grips and grab a hold to this bottom lip. You can do it from the top lip, but the bottom lip's bigger, a little stronger. And you'll clamp down on that. Okay. You'll take one of these. You can get this set for like 20 bucks at Harbor Freight. There's Harbor Freight everywhere. Or something like this. There's an orange one you can get, but it's a clip tool. And you'll come up underneath here and you'll pry it off of the valve cover. It doesn't really take a whole lot. We've taken it off already, so it's a little bit easier, but it was not much more difficult than what you've just seen to get this side to pry off. And we'll show you the other side too when we get there. Now inside you'll have a, what size Torx was that? 27 Torx. And you'll want to make sure that you get that right on in there, and be careful because you don't want to drop your socket or the screw that's already in there that you're taking out into the engine. And try to keep it out from any other debris or metal from getting in there. So you can look at that, that's pretty bad. They hadn't changed their oil in a while. And I think, can you see that in there?
I can.
With that? Might be able to see that in there. There's a bunch of gunk in there where that seal was. So what we're going to do when we get done with this is we're going to flush the engine out to try to clean up some of this. So we'll show you in some other scenes. Okay, so once you've gotten your tools together to take that out, you'll want to continue to apply pressure to it after you've loosened it and broke it loose. There, it's got it broken loose. Now you want to keep applying pressure on it so that you don't lose both your bit or your socket, and you don't lose the screw. Now there's a little ring on the actual sensor itself. So as you loosen it, you want to pull the sensor to keep that pressure on it. Because that way, and then once you get it all the way loose, you want to keep pressure on the screw and remove the sensor at the same time until you've gotten it all the way out of the hole. This is the part you don't really want to rush through. It doesn't really take that long either, just to take your time and save yourself from having to tear down the motor to get your socket or to get that screw. Another option sometimes,
I'm stuck.
there he goes. See? Just be very careful. So here, let's take a look at what that looks like. Here, let's get focused in on that. There we go. So that's how long the screw is. Just threads right there. And as you'll notice, there's not a washer on this side to keep the screw from falling out like some of them will have. So that you see why it's important to.
Huh?
It's because it's got junk on it. All right. And here we are on this side. You basically have to do the same thing as you did on the other side, except instead of from the bottom, you gotta do it from the top. You'll work on the bottom too, and you'll pry a little bit. You know, you'll try to go up in between the sides, trying to pry up just a little bit, and then you'll want to grab a hold of the edge here with the vice grips and kind of pull on it just a little bit as you try to pry. And then do the same thing, you just kind of work your way around just a little bit at a time. And then on this side, you'll get to a point where you can have this on here. There we go. Let's see if we can see what we're working on here. Okay, so you'll get behind here with a flat slotted screwdriver and try to pry up on the edge of the vice grips. And eventually you'll get up just a little bit, and then you can work it around a little bit more, and then you'll pry it up all the way out.